We know that 40% of 30-year-olds have a gum problem they don't even know about. Teeth begin to fall out around the age of 40. By the age of 65, almost a quarter of the population that's 65 and older have no teeth. Take the habits I'm going to teach you now, and you won't lose your teeth. Have you ever thought how when the body decays, your teeth stay? At least that's if you have your own teeth. Well, I'm Dr. Ellie, and I'm going to talk in this video about how you can stop your teeth from aging. Looking around at skeletons from thousands of years ago, they have found skeletons, skulls, and the teeth in many of these skeletons that have been there for thousands of years in some cases, the teeth are in pretty good condition. The problem today is we have an outrageous amount of damage to teeth in our modern society. You can look at statistics, for American oral health and see that the average number of adult teeth with damage, fillings, cavities, whether they're filled or not filled, for an average person in middle years of life is to have 12 teeth repaired by some kind of filling or whatever was used. 12 teeth damaged in that time. And the thing is that it takes years for a cavity to really form, for a cavity to damage a tooth under normal conditions. So that means we're doing really harmful things to our teeth. And then if you look at the statistics of when do teeth start to fall out, you may be even more shocked to find that the age at which, if you do a Google search, teeth begin to fall out around the age of 40. By the age of 65, you'll find almost a quarter of the population that's 65 and older have no teeth. Zero. They are edentulous. They have zero teeth left in their mouths. Why is this? And the question I want to ask today is, do teeth age? Is it something you just say, well, my family has really fast aging teeth? And if you look around your family and your grandparents don't have any teeth and your parents have pretty messed up teeth, you need to learn something, that we have the power. We are actually in control of the health of our teeth. Now, if you go around and ask people, do you believe teeth age? I would say the majority of the answers you get will be that yes, teeth age. People think and expect that teeth are going to get worse as they get older. If you do a Google search, you'll find out that the list of things that happen to your teeth as you're getting older is they will turn yellow and dull in color. They'll become sensitive and brittle. Parts of them will fracture off. They'll be much more prone to decay. They'll be weak and worn. The enamel will thin. The gum will deteriorate. Teeth will be lost. How can that be? And how can it be that for some people that doesn't happen? And I am absolutely convinced after teaching people for over 40 years that you have total control over the aging of your teeth. I absolutely hate it when people write to me giving me their age because they somehow feel it's okay to have all this damage. I'm 65 years old. And I'm immediately curl up because it's not okay to have damage. You only have damage because nobody ever taught you. Nobody ever helped you understand how to prevent the aging of your teeth. How do you stop your teeth becoming yellow and dull in color? Well, they become damaged and more porous every single time you eat or drink. So from the moment your adult teeth came into your mouth at the age of 6 or 7, every meal you ever had, every drink you ever drank, and every snack and every candy and everything, every soda, everything that you ever had has pulled minerals from your teeth. And if you don't have any way to counter that damage, gradually over the years, the damage will just continue to roll along. It's very slow, it's just a little porous at first, but then it just keeps going down what I call the escalator of decline. I see oral health as an escalator that automatically, because there's this constant damage in your mouth, just taking you down this road. If you decide you don't want to go down that road, it's easy if you're still at the top. If you're just getting your permanent teeth, you're 7 years old or 8 years old and your new teeth are coming through, you can do so easily the things that you need to do. It's really simple to take the habits I'm going to teach you now and start doing them straight away, and those new adult teeth will stay beautiful, strong, healthy, whiter, not sensitive, not brittle. They won't decay. They won't get weak and worn. The enamel won't thin. The gum won't deteriorate, and you won't lose your teeth. Now, I'm a mom of 5. I'm a grandma. And I believe the most important time for teeth is in the first 4 years of life. If you know how to take care of baby teeth, there's a much better chance that the adult teeth will stay healthy. Now, I am a huge proponent of the use of xylitol. But to understand why xylitol works, we need to look at how nature works. What does nature do about all this damage? Well, nature provides our mouth with this amazing flow of what we call spit, but which is actually saliva. And these are formed, this is a liquid formed in a variety of different glands that are around our mouth. There are a couple under the jaw, there's one in each cheek that is massaged when you chew up and down. And there's even a salivary gland at the back of your nose. It's a fairly recently discovered one, and that moistens the back of your throat and the back of your mouth. In addition to that, there are tiny little salivary glands all over the roof of your mouth and elsewhere in the skin of your mouth. When you eat and drink, there are various things as you chew that stimulate a flow of saliva into your mouth. And this liquid is designed to make your food moist so that you can swallow it more easily. It's really helpful for us to talk. It makes your mouth feel comfortable. But most of all, the really amazing thing about saliva is it is designed to be laden with minerals that come into our mouth actually from the foods we eat. It takes about a half an hour for foods that you have eaten to reach your digestive tract, where minerals will become absorbed into the body from your digestive tube. And these minerals will go into your body, into your bloodstream, and they will circulate around your body. And these salivary glands are nested, they're like little birds' nests, inside a whole nest of capillaries. These are the little tiny vessels that bring blood right up there to the salivary glands. So you have a salivary gland inside this kind of nest of blood vessels, and there is an exchange of these minerals that go into your saliva, into the spit in your mouth. And so within half an hour to an hour of eating, your mouth will be packed with the minerals that you just absorbed, hopefully from the very healthy food you just ate. And these minerals are coming into your saliva in a liquid form that is called supersaturated. It means that this liquid of saliva is carrying more minerals than it really can. Kind of like one of those people you see on the plane with a couple of backpacks and all this stuff in it. It's too heavy for them. And this is what I see, the picture of saliva coming into the mouth after a very healthy meal. It's just laden with these minerals. Dying to drop them down somewhere. The somewhere are your teeth. Now, if you use the products that I recommend for your complete mouth care every morning and every night, these products actually prepare your teeth, the surfaces of your teeth, to absorb these minerals more quickly. That's how the use of dilute sodium fluoride works. It speeds this transition of minerals across the barrier and into the enamel of the tooth surface. And the xylitol actually works to get the minerals even deeper into the tooth surface, but that's another story. Just to tell you that the products I recommend are very specifically designed to help you in this process of mineralization, putting the minerals back into your teeth after you've finished eating and drinking. Now that takes some discipline, because most of us, we have lunch or we have breakfast, nice cup of coffee, refill a coffee, sit at our desk, continue to sit and sip. Maybe you have a water bottle there. What does the water bottle do? You say, well, the water doesn't hurt your teeth. Yes, well, it does, because it's thinning this liquid that should be supersaturated. If you thin or carry the bags if you had more people carrying these backpacks that are full of minerals, they wouldn't be wanting to drop them down so easily. And that's what's happening when you drink anything, even healthy water at the end of a meal. If you keep sipping on it, you will keep thinning your saliva so that it cannot remineralize your teeth as it wants to. So my suggestion is you eat and drink in these little sessions. It doesn't really matter how many you have a day. You allow your teeth to be somewhat damaged. Doesn't matter. And that's the time to eat. If you love something sweet and delicious, people will tell you, I love desserts and I will eat them. But then at the end of the meal, you need to finish with a tooth protective food, something that is not going to harm your teeth. And there are videos about tooth protective foods that I have done. Or you can just have a couple of xylitol mints or a little pinch of xylitol if you're using granular. Put it in your mouth and just let it go. Don't try and keep it in your mouth or swish it around or do anything, because what that xylitol is doing is it is calling, it is stimulating, it has a hygroscopic pull. It's a very unique property of xylitol. And that hygroscopic pull stimulates this after meal flow of liquid into your mouth. And the thing is, your body is aware, wow, we've just been called to come into the mouth, and they know that's an emergency, so let's send extra minerals. That's how you get your saliva to be even more mineralized, even more likely to drop these minerals right onto the surface of the teeth. Using xylitol at the end of a meal is incredible for stimulating a flow of saliva. It'll occur and it'll work even if you have Sjogren's or one of these autoimmune problems, or you've had radiation where your salivary glands have been damaged. Xylitol's pull is so clever because it will actually use the tiny glands that you will be able to use in place of the ones you may have lost. So just because you have Sjogren's or because you were told you have dry mouth doesn't mean you can't still do this same technique. And the more you leave your mouth alone after you've had the xylitol for an hour at least, the more your body will get used to this routine and this pattern. And if you have dry mouth, you will notice that your mouth starts to feel less dry. It's an incredible thing. And if you can last a little longer, I know an hour for some people, they're already throwing their hands in horror. But if you can wait 60 to 90 minutes after a meal, and what happens is the xylitol starts to feed the good bacteria in your mouth. Xylitol is a prebiotic. It is designed to nurture and grow the good bacteria in your mouth. And some of these bacteria live on the back of your tongue. And if you've had a really healthy meal with salad, vegetables, celery is particularly good, beets, these are foods that can contain a lot of nitrates. And just like I told you about the minerals coming into your saliva through the blood that surrounds the nests, the salivary glands, so also these nitrates end up in your mouth and are processed by these really healthy bacteria, the denitrifying bacteria they're called, and they're on the back surface of your tongue. And what's wild about these bacteria is they make a product. They actually make, they break down the nitrates into something else that changes again. The end product is nitric oxide. And if you're learning about nitric oxide, it's the most amazing gas that the body can absorb quickly. And it helps actually make the vessels around your heart and breathing and brain relax. And when these blood vessels, the actual muscle around the heart and around your lungs and in your brain, when it relaxes, there's more blood flow. And that helps your breathing, your heart pumping, and your cognition, the way you think. You feel more alert. So not eating or drinking for 90 minutes, because that doesn't occur, that reaction with the bacteria takes longer than an hour. And that is your motivation to go for an hour and a half. I don't know what happens if you go longer, but certainly try. Begin with an hour and then see if you could possibly last without sipping, snacking, and eating for an hour and a half, and just see how you feel. You may feel energized. You may feel, you could breathe better. And don't keep having xylitol along the way. Don't have anything. It's called mouth resting. And you rest your mouth for that time. And just like your muscles, when you go to the gym, if you keep going to the gym and you never ever eat or rest, if you are just every day this crazy person, and there's somebody at my gym who looks like it, they look worn out, they look wizened, their muscles look like they're disappearing, which they probably are, because they never rest. This person is addicted to exercise. And if you are always eating, always snacking, it's the same thing. You're not giving your teeth time to recover. And the body has this balance. It's just the same with the guy in the gym. If he would just stop and rest and eat well, his muscles would grow. But because he's always breaking them down, he doesn't look healthy. He isn't healthy. He doesn't grow his muscles. And this is exactly the same process with our teeth. It's absolutely essential. You can eat and drink. You can feel quite confident not to worry too much about, I don't get into people's diets. If you now want to eat a candy or two, that's up to you. But end the meal, end it with xylitol, and then don't eat or drink for 90 minutes. So that's my advice for you if you don't want your teeth to age. The sooner you start looking after your teeth in this way, the more beautiful they will be for the whole of your life. You don't need cleanings. Cleanings at the dentist literally take off the surface layer of your enamel. If you go for more and more and more cleanings, the enamel will thin. Yes. If you keep building it up naturally with your healthy saliva, the enamel will not thin. You simply have to balance the damage with the repair. Now, if you whiten your teeth because you want the color to improve, you will see other videos of mine telling you that artificial whitening damages your teeth. It pulls minerals out of them. The acids in these products, like white strips and so forth, literally remove minerals. And we've just talked about the vital importance of minerals. So why would you want to pull them out? Yes, your teeth will look whiter for a start, but they will be weakened. No wonder they will be brittle. No wonder they will fracture. The more you artificially whiten your teeth, the more your teeth will be damaged, will be more prone to decay, will be more prone to fracture and wear away and be thinner. And what's more, if you keep whitening your teeth with peroxide or use baking soda or abrasive things, your gums will recede. And you'll probably end up having gum problems that can end up in you losing your teeth. We know that 40%, actually it's closer to 50% right now, of 30-year-olds have a gum problem they don't even know about that has the potential for them to lose their teeth in the next 20 years. This is why it is so important to not just go to the dentist, but to use strategies that eliminate periodontal disease, eliminate the damage to your teeth. Because when I looked at a Google search, what will a dentist do to stop your teeth aging? They tell you to drink more water. That's the advice. Well, you can drink more water, but don't sip it all day because that will simply thin your saliva and make it impotent. They tell you to suck on sugarless candy. I would be very specific to say you don't suck on it, you eat a little bit of xylitol, either a mint or a piece of chewing gum, and that chewing gum you want to have it out of your mouth within 10 minutes or it will mess with this repair and remineralization process. So you don't suck on sugarless candy, you have xylitol at the end of a meal as a conclusion. And then they suggest you talk to your dentist. So I looked at what would a dentist do to keep your teeth from aging. They will do artificial whitening, which we've talked about. They will do bonding and veneers, which will be very expensive for you, and they won't make a difference to any of it. They will fit you with crowns, which might protect your teeth a little bit, but they might also irritate your gums even more. They can give you Botox and fillers or dentures if that's what you want. So I don't believe you can go to your dentist for help about anti-aging. I believe that my system of care has proven itself for my mother, who at age 45 was told to have all her teeth taken out, and she retained those same teeth till she was 95, using the system and strategies that I teach. I stopped having cleanings over 40 years ago, and I keep testing my mouth, and no, these are not implants or dentures, as lots of people have tried to point out in videos. These are my own teeth, and they are doing very well, thank you, so far. I think the sooner you start, the better, and if we can get children to understand how simple it is to look after your teeth, then people will get used to the idea like they do in certain countries. For example, in Denmark, they have used xylitol and strategies like this for over 60 years. Same in Finland. And the population in Denmark has 1/4 of a cavity per person. They have the healthiest teeth in the world. So if you'd like more information, I have a website, drellie.com, and there you will find more information. You will find the products that I recommend, links to those, and also an oral health video boot camp, which many people have found really helpful.